True, life is complex, but so are a great many accidents. The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness. Sometimes we create our own heart breaks through expectation. Because people don't have wings, we look for ways to fly. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. I ought to go upright and vital and speak the rude truth in all ways. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. We cannot do everything at once, but we can do something at once. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Life is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. There is no place where espionage is not possible. Even though the ship may go down, the journey goes on. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Bringing joy to another lights 1,000 suns within. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. We don't have to defeat any individual but our own self. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. How quick come the reasons for approving what we like. A common man marvels at uncommon things. A wise man marvels at the commonplace. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. When truth is replaced by silence, the silence is a lie. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. The fruit of empty hopes is more bitter than the saddest truth. It is the certainty that they possess the truth that makes men cruel. A tiny change today brings a dramatically different tomorrow. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, be kind. When you procrastinate, you become a slave to yesterday. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack. Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions. When you say I and my too much, you lose the capacity to understand the we and our. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. When your opponent gives you an opening, be swift as a hare. Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum. Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. Fear can only grow in darkness. Once you face fear with light, you win. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. And regulation entails organizational effectiveness, a chain of command, and a structure for logistical support. Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. Those who win never give up. Those who give up never win. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell. Don't be afraid to challenge the pros, even in their own backyard. We seek the fire of the spark that is already within us. Be sure to place your feet in the right place, then stand firm. All things one has forgotten, scream for help in dreams. I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine. Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. Every man reaches his destination if he just keeps walking. Growing up is losing some illusions in order to acquire others. Men do less than they ought unless they do all they can. Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. The good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. Everything, no matter how beautiful, is only with us for a while. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily. In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win. In the end, you should always do the right thing, even if it's hard. Silence is nice to have if you wanted it, but maddening if you didn't. It was the truth, and like any truth, it was powerful. The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat. Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. We don't receive wisdom, we must discover it for ourselves. When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts. It can only take a moment to waste the rest of your life. Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Verily, God does not reward man for what he does, but for what he is. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you are a seed. That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. If you are untrustworthy, people will not trust you. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. The nail that sticks out farthest gets hammered the hardest. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant. The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort.